All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
I need to have another one of these.
Amen, amen.
Gee. I kind of get.
Well, negotiations, right? Politics.
And we're out of time. So you.
Hey, y'all, Gravity, any day above ground living. I hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Because I know y'all ain't go out to the protest. Boy, the protest looks saltine, boy. Now, real quick before we get into the subject matter, them protests look so sad. I'm finna cover them probably. I might even do it later or tomorrow. That might be talks tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. We're gonna talk about them protests and what that means for us. But today, you guys are here early because you saw the thumbnail when I just put it up and the title. Oh, yeah, we got to talk about Tatum Tots. Tatum Tots was being a thug out in California, but he got the nerve to be on his platform talking about this Karmelo Anthony Austin Metcalf situation. And of course, he did it on Friday when all the information was coming out, so he could have plausible deniability that he didn't hear none of this. And you would think that he would do an update, but we know he don't do updates and say, you know what, I might have got that wrong. No, you won't believe who he blamed when this is all said and done. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. But again, it's on par with Tatum Tots. So we're going to take a look at that as well. And, you know, we'll maybe drop the link. We'll let y'all sound off. And, you know, it is what it is. But before we get into all that, let's see who's in the building. Wallow J, hello. Jerry Bedford, hello. Reparations Nation, hello. Retro Gemini, hello. Weldon Johnson X, hello. Brother Torian Rain, hello. Miss Nisi, hello. Dark Titan, hello. SD Johnson, hello. And for those who haven't said anything in the live chat or the comments, hello. Now, before we get into all this, you know what we got to do with the customary house cleaning.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purpose, such as criticism, commenting, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, education, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
This is way over the edge. Like we it's not even over the edge. We died already.
This is beyond the event horizon. Like we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah, we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
All right, family. We about to get active. Let's just get this out the way. Old Tatum Tots is a thug. We just gonna call it what it is. Now, I'm referencing Turning Point USA, which he works for, shills for, however you want to call it. This man went down there for a conservative event on Thursday. Because, you know, that's what Turning Point USA does. They so brave that they gonna go see folk that are under 21 to try to say how wrong they are. Yeah, he did that. And it's funny because this man barely be posting online on X. Then all of a sudden, he want to go on a spree. Okay. We'll let you judge for itself because he put up the video. But there's something in there that I want y'all to see that most people ain't going to call out, but we're going to do it here.
Hey, Jackson, hold up.
Now there's Tatum Tots right there. There he is. Now, as you can see, there you go being a thug, sir. What, sir? Okay, so what he said in this, because he went on Fox News, or Fox News played the video, because I just saw it. He said that they took their stuff. Okay, they took your stuff. All right, you got your shit took. People get their shit took every day, B. I'm just saying. Bye, Rashawn. Hello, brother. Hello, Cosmo. Hello to the rest of the people that walked in. You got your shit took. Okay. Fine. You was upset. Cool. Any human being be upset. Let's continue. Let's see how you reacted. Now you pushed them. You tried to grab the stuff back. Okay.
Hold up.
He got upset because they had a sign with a pig on it that said all cops are bad or a cab. Okay. He's upset. He's a former cop. He's upset. Ooh, Tatum. We pushing feet. We pushing it. Now, he said this was Antifa. They came out there to protest, which is their God-given right. But yeah. I'm gonna let y'all see it again. Pushing people. Huh? Get back. White man had to calm him down. So y'all saw that. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to do it, family. I gotta do it. I'll take the copyright.
You know, let me go here. There's I'm gonna move on. There's a growing concern in.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it. All right. And of course, my thing has to start screwing up. Of course, I had to start screwing up when I want to use it. You see how they do me? Say less. Thank you, StreamYard, because they spiking me. But anyway, make sure you hit the like. Here we go.
Wouldn't change my number. That's right.
Brandon Tatum is a thug. That's how that we just gonna run with that. He a thug. But there was something I want y'all to see, family. Remember when I showed you that push? Remember when I showed it to you? You seen it. Funny thing about that person he just pushed, family. Would y'all like to know the funny thing about what he just pushed or who he just pushed? That was a female. Oh, yes. I know you probably don't believe me. I saw another angle. Oh, that person had titties. Small as they were, but they had titties. Nah, it could have been one of them folk. Could have been a transformer. For all I know, they had a mask over there. They had a face covering. But yeah, that was a female. Tatum Tots, let me holler at you. Sir, we pushing females now. That's what we doing. I know they were white, but come on. We pushing females out here. White people, are you allowing this? You're allowing this thuggish black man to push white females. It seems kind of bad. I'm just saying. Seems kind of bad. I'm just asking. How do y'all feel, family? Did he was pushing white females? White female didn't do nothing. White female just yelled at him. He pushing white females out here. This thug. I think he should be locked up. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Oh, Dark Titan, I see this comment. Trey Logic hates this man. Trey Logic be getting at this man. Him, Candace, Myron. Oh, she be getting at them. So if she do see this, I'm sure she gonna do a video on it. Ask the same question. Why he over here pushing? Why he pushing Ellen DeGeneres? Why'd you push Ellen DeGeneres, you thug, you? How wait a minute, how Soldier Boy said it? Ellen Degenerate. Oh man. Wasn't that funny? Easy, Tawana and hello. Easy. We're not putting out no speculation like that. Easy. Now, I'm not gonna do that. I ain't gonna bring up a happy home. Not like that. I'd rather him go to jail for pushing people. That's assault. If I'm that woman, I go straight to jail with this video. I go call law and tell them, listen, you guys, I want to put an assault charge. Let me look.
Protesters tore down this conservative group's tent before an event at UC Davis.
Of course, it was her that reported on it.
Also ripped down the banners, smashed their foam boards, and tried to steal a laptop and an iPad from the group. And
look, and then look at this. Look at this.
Laptop and an iPad for the group. Brandon Tatum was a guest speaker at this event. He is
Hold up, fam. Fam, let me look. Let me just check something real fast. Let me look. Sir, why you wear the Doge t-shirt on here? Why you don't have a t-shirt with your logo on it? I'm just trying to figure something out here. Y'all got to help me out. You can't even promote yourself, sir. Let me see. Maybe this is your shirt. But I'm just saying, if I'm going on TV, I got my logo on my chest. I'm just saying. This is crazy. Let me look. Let me look on this store. Okay, so he did. So it is his shirt. What does this shirt say? He charging $35 for that. He said Democrats officially getting exposed. Nigga. And this just tells us that he don't know what's going on out here. But we're going to let him ride. We're going to let him ride. Let me see who. He going to talk to the white woman. Let me see what he going to say.
Turning Point USA contributor, the former Tucson police officer who became very popular on social media because of his conservative law and order views. And
yeah, we saw that with Uvalde and Tyree Nichols, and what we're going to show you very soon with Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. He don't know what he's talking about, but y'all still going to run with this narrative. That's fine. They're always going to mention that he was a Tucson cop. I think it's time for us to get our money together and get a FISA warrant. We got to see why he left.
And he has millions of people who follow him. Brandon Tatum, good to have you with us today, sir. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you for having me on.
So the university basically said, look, nobody was hurt. This isn't a big deal. And we do everything we can to protect free speech on campus. Is that
facts? Facts. That was a protest, was it not? I'm just asking for a friend. Sounds like First Amendment to me. My question is, what did you say or do to them for them to pop off on you like that? I need all the details. I'm sorry. Call it an inquisitive mind. I need to know why. I don't care if it's Antifa. Antifa is a piece of shit, but I got to know why they just popped off on you like that. Most time, those pussies, all they would do is yell. I'm not caping for Antifa. I'm just trying to tell you a story. Continue. Excuse me.
Get to work.
Is that true?
That's the biggest lie and sack of crap that I've ever heard in my life.
Nigga sounds like Ike Turner when he talked to Mary Major Jack. Everything is a lie.
They could not protect us, and they were not given any real effort to.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold it. Hold up. Wait a minute. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Say that again, sir.
Is that true?
That's the biggest lie and sack of crap that I've ever heard in my life. They could not protect us, and they were not given any real effort to thwart these people who came from God knows where. We don't.
Hold up. You expected a liberal college to protect you? I thought you said they were bastions of woke ideology. Their woke mind virus. Their DEI. Why did you expect why did you expect them to protect you, sir? I thought you conservatives are preaching that you're supposed to protect yourself. I'm sorry. Hey, conservatives, you got to come rein this man in from me. He's not espousing those conservative principles you live, die, and be racist by. Conservatives always, again, run around and say, you got to protect yourself. Why would you go into an area, UC Davis, so you flew all the way from Texas to California to do this? Why did you not protect yourself, sir? Why did you not protect the people that you were around? You the cop. Where was your security? Well, Keith Moore, this is his t-shirt that he put out. He said Democrats What the fuck did he even say? Democrats officially getting exposed. This is his t-shirt. He charged $35 for. $35. All right. Sir, I need this explained to us. Why didn't you protect people? Why weren't you super Negro? Oh, I'm sorry, super coon. Wait, why didn't you use your University of Arizona defensive moves? Because you should have them stored up since you barely played. You should have used that to protect them people. And you didn't do it. But you were taking photo ops with white people. Oh, it's on that thread too. Fam. Look at them. Now, these were protesters. Free speech on my campus. Wait, these might be the people that he was with. Hold on. So these are the people that he was supposedly with. Why didn't you protect them, sir? This is all first verse. That's why you might hear a lot of retractions. This is all first verse. I was just going to do the video about Karmelo Anthony, but then that fell in my lap, and I was like, I got to do it. But why didn't you protect him? Why didn't you protect Gunther here? Why didn't you protect Sneako's little brother? Why didn't you protect? I don't even know what he got going on right here. I'm going to let him ride. This motherfucker right here, he looked like he sold Frank Lucas some coke back in the day. And she looked like the stunt double for Debbie on Shameless. Why didn't you protect these people, sir? I'm just asking. All right, back to the video. Because I didn't even explain all this.
Get to work! I don't even know if these were students. They were completely masked. They came and assaulted people. They tore up everything. They stole property. And then they not only did it once, they came back twice. So all the police officers had.
So you got a warning shot and you didn't adjust. That doesn't sound like. Wait a minute. That doesn't sound like what a cop would do. You fire a warning shot at a cop, they change tactics. You didn't change tactics. Why were you not on alert, sir? You had people in your employ and people that you were responsible for. You were the face. I'm just saying. Continue.
At every identifying marker that these people were going to be violent, and they still didn't do anything. And thank God I was there and others who stood up to them, or we would have all been, getting beat up and injured when they are supposed.
So you're admitting that they would have beat you up. Bunch of sissy ass Antifa people. You admit they were going to beat you up? I thought you said Antifa were a bunch of punks that wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. Weren't you saying this for years? Why? Fam. If you don't believe me, you could go back in his archives. This man used to diss Antifa every week, saying that they wouldn't do nothing. Now you scared? Sir, why you look like that? Why you look scared, sir? Wait a minute. Hold up. So your ace Boone Coon, Charlie Kirk, be sitting there with his legs crossed with a microphone in his hand, and he don't be fearing for his life. I'm not giving the white boy credit. I'm just saying. Charlie Kirk don't move. They get active when he's there, and he sits there. Now he probably got some real cops around him, but still, he just sat there. You worried about a bunch of avocado eating leftists beating you up? No, it wasn't staged. They Turning Point USA actually went to the administration of UC Davis to go get a permit to do this. And they paid Brandon to go fly all the way there to talk. And he thought nothing was going to happen on a school day. Say less.
Get
supposed to protect us, and we are allowed or
They weren't supposed to do anything.
should be allowed to have the freedom of speech on campus.
Yeah, of course. What did you
Oh, they showed their free speech on campus, all right. They showed their First Amendment, all right.
say in the back and forth? And could you tell, were these students or was this group sent in from somewhere? I know you said that you've spoken a lot of campus.
He doesn't go to UC Davis or automatically assume that they weren't students. You don't. Okay, go ahead.
Because you've never been part of anything like this before.
Yeah, most campuses, people are peaceful. It clearly was a coordinated group. They were all dressed the same. They had bicycles. They had things to conceal their identity. They came from out of sight. They weren't even on the campus mall.
Did you hear that? So hold up. This man just said he didn't know where they came from. Now all of a sudden, 10 seconds later, he know where they came from. Say it again, brother.
It clearly was a coordinated group. They were all dressed the same. They had bicycles. They had things to conceal their identity. Mm-hmm. They came from out of.
Oh, so because this is the first campus in America that you've never seen a bike on. Okay, keep going.
Site. They weren't even on the campus mall where we were at.
They weren't even on the campus mall. As big as UC Davis is, you knew this. You had sentries around, sir. Because I didn't see an earpiece. You just said 10, 15 seconds ago you didn't know where they came from. Now all of a sudden, you had enough wherewithal to know and to tell this white woman that they weren't students, but then you didn't know where they came from. You gotta love the logic that they try to spin. Yes, Reparations Nation, they just magically appeared and they were magically delicious like Lucky Charms. I tell you, these coons love lying. No, Wallow J, they won't go to conservative campuses because it'll be like talking into the wind. They do that. That's for them to edify themselves. No, they go. Them fools go to these campuses knowing that they're gonna get a viral moment. That's why Caitlin Bennett was doing it all them years until they ran her up out of there, and then she fell out and then shot herself. And now where she at? She could barely get traction. They don't even talk about her no more because they found out she was a racist. She was too much. You're in an isolated position as a cop. Sounds like your situational awareness and your tactical abilities you might have to go back training, sir. Your skills sound dull. How did you not pick up on them? You're supposed to be super cop. You know everything. How didn't you pick that up? Wait a minute. Family, I have a question. I thought this was California, right? Ain't you supposed to check in? Or is that just confined to LA? I don't know the rules. If that's a California rule, Tatum Tots, why didn't you check in with the local PD, tell them that you was there? Maybe they would have helped you out. I'm sure some of them watching your videos. Why you ain't call them? Anyway, continue.
Get to work. They came from somewhere else. They came and did their dirt, and then they retreated, never to be seen again. And all of the rest of the students, although some of them were delusional, they still were reasonable and they did not attack people. So this was a coordinated effort.
But you told me you told us they came back again. But all right.
And the thing that bothers me the most, Martha, is that why did the police officers not do anything?
I know. Because they didn't do anything. I know they were kicking your shit and taking your shit. That's there was no violence. The campus police was only there to stop violence. There was no violence. Now, technically, they should have arrested you for pushing that girl, but they would have looked hypocritical. They let you have that. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. If you would have got arrested, or even if they took you in for questioning, your platform would have been over. They let you live because you were a former cop. But continue.
It's almost as if I'm the only cop there. They didn't do anything to stop it.
He's
They
still
saw
referring to
them
himself
punch
as a
people,
cop.
Oh
and
my
they did
You heard him. He's still referring to himself as a cop.
cop there. They didn't. Why did the police officers not do anything?
I know.
It's almost as if I'm the only cop there. They didn't do.
Sir, are you trying to tell us you still police? Wait a minute. They said you a former Tucson, Arizona police officer. Now you a former cop, but now you're a cop again? You got it. Go ahead.
Anything to stop this. They saw them punch people,
Oh
and
my
they did
gosh.
nothing.
It must be so frustrating for you as a former Tucson police officer when you see these other police officers. And as I said in the intro, when I hear that, the guy who's just standing by, he's like, get in there.
Martha, Martha, Martha. I'm glad you said that. We gonna play it one more time. I'm glad she just said that.
Tucson police officer, when you see these other police officers, and as I said in the intro, when I hear that, the guy who's just standing by, he's like, get in there.
Interesting that she said that to the man who did a live stream explaining Tyree Nichols, and there were 3 white cops standing around watching the 5 beat that man to death, and they didn't jump in. And this was the same man who said all of them shouldn't go to jail. So, Brandon, your contention is, because you didn't push back on her on this, your contention is if you see cops committing a crime, they're not supposed to say anything if they see it. Is that the rule? Is that what we're doing? Continue.
Are you guys going to do a little something to stop these people from destructing this property? We have a list of all these Ivy League schools, government funding being cut. There's word that
I love how they cut it off right when he was about to push her. But Fox News, I just want y'all to understand, is advocating for this man pushing a female. But they didn't want to show him pushing a white woman. Oh, that looked bad.
Brown University is going to lose $500 million in grants and research money. So UC Davis, do you think they were concerned about this? They put out that statement saying, oh, free speech is super important to us. Like, don't come here.
I don't think they're very concerned about it because they didn't really do nothing about it. We were talking to the administrative people, and we were saying, can you protect us? Are you going to just let these people bludgeon us? And then the police officers or somebody's telling them to stand down. I mean, they're there, they're ready to go, but they're not going to engage. I asked them specifically, if they come back, are you guys going to use force against them to prevent them from hurting people at this table? I mean, I literally had to tell the police officer.
Ooh. Hold on. Use force, sir.
Who the hell told you tonight was open mic night, bitch?
Wait a minute. You're advocating for police to use excessive force on people. I know he didn't say excessive, but we know how the cops escalate things. Brandon Tatum, are you advocating for police to use force, excuse me, on a populace when you don't even know what their motive is? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes. Yes.
Well, family. I guess once a cop, always a cop. He's cool with that. Remember, this was the same dude, again, that watched the video that we all saw of them cops beating the hell out of Tyree Nichols and said some of them shouldn't go to jail. So he was cool with the force, even though he tried to lie and say nah, they was doing too much. Make sure you hit the like. Continue, sir. We're almost done, and then we'll get to the show.
If they come back to the table, I'm going to defend the people who are here. We're not just going to let
Now
them
you're
beat
going
us
to
up.
defend them.
And they didn't give me a clear answer. They stood there in preparation to do nothing. I guess their visible stature would be a deterrent, which is not really realistic.
You the same one that said cops don't have the respect like they used to have in this country. Sir, everybody see what the cops were doing in 2020. It's still in their mind. And the cops have not improved that, sir. They had a shot. And then Uvalde happened. Then Tyree Nichols happened. And everything prior to 2020 happened. It popped back in their mind. George Floyd popped back in their mind. I'm sorry, sir, but when the whole world watches cops trample on people's liberties and their rights because they want to play state agent, yeah, that's going to piss people off no matter what side of the aisle you're on. Because remember, when that whole Jersey Shore gym thing happened, there were Republicans and conservatives that said that was wrong. There was even liberals that said that was wrong. There were Democrats that said that was wrong. That person's just trying to make a living. So, yeah, continue, sir.
They have to be able to use force. And there's somebody that's telling them, I don't know if it's the chief, I don't know if it's the university. They're saying, allow people who you cannot identify to come onto campus with weapons and attack people and do nothing about it. They didn't even pursue to arrest anybody. They just watched them do it and they let them go. And
What
it
did you
was so
do or
frustrating.
say to piss them off?
I literally wanted to defend every single person there, but I didn't want to be seen knocking people out on campus.
Oh, you wanted to defend people, but you didn't want to look like a thug. But you pushed Ellen DeGeneres off her bike. Boy, stop. Extension prick. I hope I said that right. Thank you for the $10 super chat. You said when people fail to realize that punches can change other lives permanently. This situation is about two egos, one loss. It isn't race like the tethers say it is. Well, we haven't even gotten to that yet, but I appreciate the $10 nonetheless. That's a blessing. And you get this here. Oh. Uh-huh. Now you want to use force on a weapon. All right. Go ahead. Finish it off. Because we know you're getting excited talking to this white woman.
You can't
That's not what I wanted.
I'm sorry. You can't be educated if you aren't exposed to a lot of different viewpoints.
By the way, you would have got arrested if you touched
that
them.
is what universities are supposed to protect, free speech on their campuses. And so these people should have at the very least been reprimanded. We're glad that nobody was hurt in this situation, but clearly it was destructive of property. And
look at that Dow drop.
Brandon, thank you very much. Brandon Tatum. Good.
Oh, Martha. Martha made this man look bad, family. I just want y'all to understand that. Now it's time for the show. Oh, we're going to have fun now. But all right. It's time to have fun. Everybody woo-saw one time. Cleanse your soul. Because we're about to have fun. Again! Y'all ready? Cal, is you ready?
you know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
Okay, so he did a live stream recapping what happened in that situation. So it says, why I pummeled an Antifa punk at UC Davis, sir? You pushed somebody off a bike. That was a white woman. She wasn't even on the bike. She was holding it. How was that pummeling? Because when I saw the title, I was like, okay, number one, how did YouTube let him punch somebody on film and not restrict the video? And then I watched it. I was like, you push Ellen DeGeneres and her bike down. Are you serious? That's what you call pummeling? Okay, say less. All right. I'm sure what you called at Uvalde, what them cops did, great police work. We heard you say that, by the way. And then you went in front of white boys and you got cooked. But anyway, we have it queued up. Austin Metcalf. Y'all are probably wondering what he said. Oh, strap in, because you're going to love it. Not.
Get to work! All right, number one, how stupid are you? Do you have any idea how big that man is? Like, that is a man among boys, and that's who you want to pick a fight with? And number two, where are the police? They're just sitting there watching Brandon and the rest of the guys from Turning Point defend their territory while it's being...
Mr. White Man, we're going to skip you, but I just want you to understand, they obviously weren't scared of that big black man because they still attacked. They ripped up his stuff. They stood 10 toes down. They was ready to get after it. They was ready to get active. So they obviously weren't scared of him. They smelled the fur on him. They were like, he ain't no threat. And Brandon, I hope you realize that, sir. They looked at you and didn't see a threat. Even though you like to portray black people as the threat. Just something to think about. But here we go.
Let me give you my 2 cents.
I honestly, Negro, sense.
Actually believe it is racial.
It is racial. It is racial. He already started it off. It is racial. Where was the racial aspect, sir? Oh, when your kind and them white boys got to it. Then it was racial. Okay. All right. Even though all the news reports and nobody else made it about race. They made it about somebody starting something with somebody else, somebody trying to give them a pass. They did it again, and then they gave them an ultimatum. They did it again, and then boom. We got where we are right now. But you're going to make it about race. This should be fun. By the way, I had to get out of the full stream because I want y'all to watch the chat. Y'all know what happens on Tatum's videos when we say watch the chat. Just watch the chat.
The dad don't think it's racial, which I understand why. That's his son or whatever, and he don't want it to be blown out of proportion.
Yet he went on Fox News and another outlet. The same man who said you don't want to politicize this. Okay. Go ahead.
Do think it's racial. Because when you look at a track meet in Frisco, Texas, I guarantee you that it's more than just one black person out there in that track meet, especially now that these cities are being flooded with new people moving into them.
I'm not. Go ahead. Go ahead. Here we go. You about to go full white supremacist. Here we go.
And allegedly, this kid had already gotten in trouble before for bringing a knife to school.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly, he's not even supposed to be at the track meet.
Allegedly. So you have no proof on this. Allegedly. Okay. Keep going.
Now, how he end up under another tent full of white kids and end up getting in a conversation where he's stabbing one of them and killing them?
Because it was raining, dummy. Which everybody who took witness testimony said it was raining. He ran under there. And they didn't bother. Nobody bothered him until them two kids came in there. Austin and his twin brother Hunter. Nobody bothered him. So it's not like he got into an altercation and then them two walked in there and tried to defuse it and then we get to the situation. Or they egged it on and we got to the situation. Nobody bothered that kid. Continue, sir.
Let me give you my 2 cents. I don't know for a fact if this was race, but I do know how, generically speaking, young black men grow up.
You just said, I believe it's racial. Now you... What have I said about the American racists? They will say something and within 10 seconds on themselves. Sir, you just told your entire chat you don't think this is racial. You then said this.
Or he's stabbing one of them and killing them. Let me give you my 2 cents. I don't know for a fact that this was race.
So why would you start and say, I believe this is racial, and then you say, I don't think this... Like, and his chat is not even calling him out on that. How does his chat not call him out on that? Never mind. Continue.
But I do know how, generically speaking, young black men grow up with this sense of animosity towards white people.
Nigga. What? Oh, so now we're at the level of Carmelo Anthony hate white people. Ah, okay. Because you first you say you didn't you think it's racial, then you say I don't know for a fact that it was racial. So your assumption meter is fucked up. But now you're going to definitively say because Carmelo Anthony is black, and we're going to generalize that black men grow up with an animosity towards white people. Let me help you, Brandon. We don't grow up with an animosity towards white people. See, what black people do, especially black men, we judge you on your content of character. You know what MLK says, that y'all love to run around and quote. I know y'all not doing no more, but you know. I guarantee you could walk around, not your coons over there, not the conservatives, but I guarantee you walk around any regular black man, they'd be like, yeah, I'm cool with some white people. Yeah, we might be cool on the job. Yeah, well, we might drink about it. Hell, I might not even know them from college. We judge you how you play with us. That's how we judge you. We don't come out the womb and already hate white people. So, based on that statement, sir, you sound like a racist. And you're not black, so I'm allowed to say that. You say you don't want to be part of the black community. So, I'm calling you not only a thug, but I'm calling you a racist. And a liar. But continue, sir.
And I would be quick to argue that one or two things happened.
Mm-hmm.
Either he accidentally went under the tent and felt so offended because the white boys were telling him to move from a tent that he don't belong in, and he got mad and stabbed him, or this is my opinion, or he goes under the tent intentionally to provoke a confrontation, so then he has a reason to stab somebody. Let me tell you why I say that. Why are you at a track meet with a knife in your hand?
Oops, caught him in a lie. Told you, he's a liar. The knife wasn't in his hand. Wait a minute. You see how Brandon Tatum be sitting there? He don't do no type of research. Caught him. Sir, everybody, Karmelo, the brother that survived, the people that were in the tent, the cops, the witnesses, all said the knife was in the bag. And yes, thank you, Wallow J. He was on a track team. The knife was in the bag. What do you mean he walked in there with a knife? And again, his crowd didn't call him out on that. Every news report and every police person that gave an interview to the news said the same thing. He took the knife out of the bag. He didn't have it in his hand when he walked into the tent. So already there, you're already lying. Nah, I know you're going to run around and say you misspoke. You're a liar, sir. Just like you lied with that Bell County retired sheriff that got run over by those two idiots. You said they were both black when we knew one of them was not black. But you still ran with that narrative. And then when it came out, you didn't even say, I might have messed up on that. So we've just proven you're a liar. But continue.
Why are you at to track me with a knife in the first place?
Okay. People walk around with weapons all the time. Do you begrudge a woman for carrying around mace? Do you begrudge a woman for carrying a taser with her? Oh, no, that's protection, right? Okay.
Okay, let's get to the news clip. Roll it.
Tonight, we have new information from the deadly stabbing at a high school track meet.
Since 5 o'clock, Frisco police released the arrest report that details the moment officers arrived at the scene. The arresting officer writes when he reported he had an alleged suspect. The officer said Karmelo Anthony said he did it. According to the arrest report, the tragic event began with the suspect sitting under another team's tent as rain fell and being told to move. A witness told police.
Now, this person, Lord of the Pie, said, why wouldn't you have a knife or a gun on you? People are entitled to defend themselves. I'm going to correct your statement a little bit. You kind of shouldn't have guns on school campuses. I know they expressly put that in their charters. You can't have the gun on campus, even if it's not during school hours. So you got to be careful with that. But why couldn't he have a knife on him in his bag? And if it was such a problem, they would have taken it. Okay. Continue.
Police Anthony immediately opened his bag and reached in, telling the victim.
That's not what happened, Mr. Newsman, but I know you're going I know he cherry picked this, but that's okay.
Touch me and see what happens. When the victim pushed him, witnesses say Anthony.
Oh, touch me and see what happens. Victim pushed him. Self-defense.
Pulled a knife from the bag and stabbed Austin Metcalf in the chest.
Now, Brandon, are you going to say sorry because the news said he pulled it from the backpack? You said he walked in with it in his hand. Are you going to say sorry? Let's see.
The murder suspect.
See, think about this. They say it was raining, so he went under the tent. The tent clearly.
So he didn't go in there looking for trouble. He said it was raining. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
This is the crazy thing. The tent clearly shows a team or a group of people that is not your team or your group of people.
Okay.
The entitlement that some people feel is insane. Even if it's raining, nobody.
Okay, Brandon, you've never been outside. You trying to go wherever you're going. It starts raining. You don't duck under an awning or run into a building and wait for it stops. You've never done this. You kept walking in the rain every time. He ducked under a tent because it started raining. And again, witness testimony say he didn't do anything. He wasn't in there being belligerent to nobody. He just went under the tent.
Owes you anything. Nobody has to allow you to come under the tent.
Oh, Brandon's playing segregation games now. Nobody has to let you in their tent. But you're the same dude who advocates when black people try to keep stuff for ourselves that we acting like Malcolm X and all these divisive figures. Damn, they be hypocritical, boy. Man, I love it. Keep going. Keep going with the spin and the explanation. You racist, you.
It's raining. Go to somebody else's tent if you're unwelcome.
Maybe, sir, the tent was there. When he walked in, it started raining. Oh my God. I tell you, see, and all this stuff came out the day he did this. But he had to be first. Sir, he checked in, went into the stadium. It started raining. He ducked under the first tent he saw. Oh my God.
So you don't have the right to be arguing with somebody under their own tent. And then you go into your back.
Hold up. How is that Austin and Hunter's tent? That's the school's tent. Let the school throw them out. Not a bunch of students. Who is you?
Egg to pull a knife out that you shouldn't have in the first place. You had to track me. Touch me and see. The provocation happened when he's under the tent refusing to leave. That is a provocation to start with.
I thought in Texas it said don't tread on me. I'm leaving. Ain't that the tagline of Texas? When you drive up in there, you see the sign, don't say don't tread on me. Wait a minute. So hold up. So are you advocating for people to be moved? Is that what I'm hearing, sir? You sound very authoritarian here, sir. Sir, so you telling me that if I have a business, right, and you walk in and I dislike you to hell, and I tell you to leave, you gonna tell me you're gonna leave? Or you gonna be one of them bums and pull out your phone and have an argument? I want the family, I want the tabernacle to answer that. What do you think would have happened? Excuse me. So now we're advocating, telling people, but so you in favor of Jim Crow stuff? That's what I'm hearing. Continue, sir.
You are provoking them to respond to you. And
so you're telling me them kids had no self-control? Say less.
Arizona, that would be an assault. So
not in Arizona. This was in Texas. Stop using another state's rules to try to make your argument for the state that you're in. That's Arizona's rules. This was in Texas.
You are provoking them to respond to you. In Arizona, that would be an assault. So technically, although they may be the first one to touch him, his behavior, the way his demeanor, the words he's saying to them is provoking a response.
This sounds like a cut and paste job of what he said about Daniel Penny and Jordan Neely. I just want y'all to understand this is the younger version, except the result was reversed. That man did nothing. That young boy did nothing to anybody in that tent until them two came in there. Because think about it. Them witness testimonies, if he did, create havoc in there, how come they didn't say that? That would be easy to prove. Because they said it was at least 3 people under there. Why did not one of them, when they talked to police, say Carmelo Anthony walked up in there and he was just doing too much. Interesting. Continue.
You're under somebody's tent. They say you can't be under the tent. You need to leave. The fact that you're refusing to leave somebody's tent, you're already escalating the situation.
How do you know they told him to leave? You're assuming that.
And then you tell them, touch me and see what happens.
I have another question. Who made Austin and Hunter the representatives of that tent? Did they put it up? Did they buy it? Did they take it from the school? Were they in charge of this? Were they the representatives of the school in a capacity that is equal to an administrator or a teacher? The answer is no. So they had no right to move that boy or attempt to. Again, if you saw him in there, what you should have done was go get an administrator from your school and say, listen, somebody from a rival school is in there. Because for those who don't know, those two schools are rivals. But you should have gotten an administrator and said, this kid doesn't belong here. He's not from our school. Can y'all ask him to leave? Let the adults handle it. Y'all didn't want to let the adults handle it. I get it.
So they cannot remove you from their tent and stand their ground in their tent without you stabbing and killing one of them.
Where was the stand your ground, sir? Now we're going to conflate stand your ground. Where was the threat, sir? Who presented the threat? Now, I know you're going to tell me Carmelo presented the threat. How? Where was the threat? You could not assess what that man was doing when you first saw him. You couldn't, unless we're playing assumption games, sir. So you wanted those two white boys to act like a cop. You just see a black person and automatically assume they up to no good. That's what you're telling us. Okay. Continue.
That's why he went to jail. Now, because he's black, they may let him out. But that's why he went to
There you go. Just because he black and let him out, even though on Thursday, no, not Thursday, Friday. No, not, what am I saying? When he initially got charged, he got bond. I think it was Wednesday he got it. They gave him $1 million bond. That means he got to put him $1 million to get out. He ain't out. They charged him with first-degree murder. Brandy, you should know this as a cop. They're not going to let you out unless you post bond. His family hasn't posted it. He's still there. Because we know if he went home, y'all would have been screaming bloody murder out there. How y'all letting a murderer walk the streets? So there's a second lie you told, but continue.
The jail wrote a clip.
Reportedly asked police on the scene if what happened could be considered self-defense and asking if the victim was going to be okay.
All right, let's get to the next clip.
Wait. Why don't you let the clip ride? Why you go to the next clip? Oh, you don't want to show the boy got a little bit of empathy in him. Oh, okay. Keep going.
The fathers. Pick one.
Pick one.
This is the father of the deceased child. Wrote a clip.
Take me through, as far as you know, the events of this morning. What happened? How did you get the call? How did you figure out what happened to your son?
Well, it started with a call from his football coach who was not at the track meet and said, I think Austin has been stabbed. And I said, where at? He said, Coopendale Stadium. I said, I'm on my way. So I drove up there, went through a load of police officers, and was able to see my son on the gurney with a huge hole and blood all over him. And they were pumping him. He wasn't breathing. His eyes were rolled back in his head. So,
oops. There you go. Thank you. The police said he had a right to be there. Oh, so we're infringing on people's rights, and you wonder why somebody got what they got. So only when it works for you, infringe the rights. When it don't work for you, it's a problem. Oh, okay. Got it. Continue, sir.
I had to find his brother.
Mhm.
They're twins.
Mhm.
And so I found Hunter and tried to get him under control as best we could. And then I loaded him up in my car and we drove to the hospital as quickly as possible. And we waited. And when the doctors came in and said that he didn't make it, it was tough. My son took it extremely hard. I'm still in shock, to be honest. I mean, I'm just, I'm numb. So it really hasn't hit me. I don't believe any parent should ever have to bury their child. And I pray that, maybe there's changes made as far as security or things like that. And maybe we can learn from this and try to turn a tragedy into something positive to make sure it doesn't happen to anyone else's child. I don't want parents to feel like I feel today. So I've already forgiven the person who stabbed him. God's going to take care of everything. God's taking care of my son. I kissed him when I kissed him goodbye for the last time. I told him it's not.
What are you wooing about? A father kissing his deceased son? What are you wooing about? You don't even have enough respect to let this man get all of his statement out. You going, never mind.
Oh, goodbye. See you later. So I just have to trust in God and my faith to pull us through. I don't understand his plan. We're all subject to trial and tribulations.
What question, family? Somebody can answer this for me. Wasn't that tent a welcome tent? I'm just trying to figure something out because everybody running around with narratives. Maybe somebody can answer me that.
God didn't say life was going to be fair or wasn't going to be hard, but he said he'll always be beside you and never leave your side. So we're going to lean deep into our faith. There's a vigil tonight at our church at 7:00. I will be attending also. The outpouring of students and coaches and friends and family that showed up at the hospital immediately. It was just shows the way my son touched people's lives. He was voted team MVP of the football team this year. He carried a 4.0. He was National Honor Society. He's ranked in the top 50 of the state in his position. He's having D1 colleges contact him. He had a great life ahead of him. And to be taken away, it's such a tragedy. I mean, I can't even tell you how I feel because I don't know how I feel. I feel numb at the moment. I just hope that this doesn't happen to any other parent and their child. But I do hope for justice. Because this is unacceptable.
And the fact that someone was immediately taken into custody, they know who did this, they are charging him with murder. I mean, how does that make you feel that police immediately got this person?
First of all, I feel sorry for that individual because he's now made a mistake that's going to cost him the rest of his life. The hard part that cost me is I lost my son, and his brother was holding him, trying to hold the blood in, and he passed. My son watched his brother die in his arms. I need a break.
Boy, I can't. Well, I'm sorry. I should have warned y'all. I should have warned y'all about that interview. I almost started crying. I'm a father. Imagine putting your own son in the grave. It's such a tragedy.
Right.
On Wednesday and is murdered. What happened?
I wish I had all the answers. The answer is my son is gone, and he'll never come home again. I want to clarify something right off the start because I've already heard some rumors and gossip. This was not a race thing, and this is not a political thing. Please do not comment if you do not know what happened. Do not.
There you go. There you go. He spoke right directly to Brandon. Don't comment if you don't know everything. You heard this man speculate 4 times on what happened. You heard him say this was a race thing. You just heard the father say this wasn't a race thing. So let's take that out. So for all you a-holes that were running around saying this is a racial incident because the kid was white and the murderer was black, alleged murderer was black. There you go. There's people that live outside your matrix and the matrix as a whole that don't see everything as black and white. Likewise, when black people saw this story, we didn't immediately go to race. We said it was a messed up situation. White people made this about race. their sycophants and their adjacents made this about race. And I'll just say this, as black folks, that's one lesson we really gotta learn. When they try to make shit racial, let's keep it on the facts. Then when we hit them with the facts, then we can get them with the race. Because usually when they put out stories like this and they start their narratives, they want us down there so they could justify. Because that's why Tatum and the 16th and that Gunther Eagleman idiot and the rest of them, that's what they do. They race bait all the time so they could get us to come down there and fight with them on that. So they could say, see, they're violent. Look how they're responding. But that's one lesson we got to learn. That's all I'm going to say. Continue.
Turn this into a racial thing. It was not. Do not politicize this. It's not. This is a human being thing. This person made a bad choice and it affected both his family and my family forever. It's a very unfortunate thing, but I know exactly what was happening. His brother was there who tried to save him and he died in his arms. So if you weren't there, please don't spread rumors.
His twin brother Hunter was there, and as we pointed out at the top of this, his twin brother tried to save him, couldn't save him, and Austin died in his arms. He spent the last moments of his life in his brother's arms as he went to meet God. But what did Hunter tell you?
God. Wait a minute. Why is the news
the
talking
track
about God?
was being delayed.
Why is Fox News talking about meet God? Huh? Oh, we played that game. Okay.
Each individual high schools had like their own little tents to go sit under. And they were sitting under the Memorial High School tent. The individual was saying some words, and they turned to him and said, "Who are you?" And he said, "I'm Mello." He said, he has a Centennial track sweat on. He said, "Hey man, you're in the wrong spot. You need to go sit with your team." Words were then exchanged. I'm not going to get into the exact details. I know what my son told me, but they asked.
Mr. Metcalf, again, condolences to your family. You know this is rough. I'm sorry. I'm just going to have to say it.
Deflection! 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 Deflection!
The reason why I said that is because, sir, I think you're going to have to sit down with your son and get the truth out of him. No, I'm probably going to get in trouble for this. But, and y'all heard me say this the other day when I talked about this, he really need to get his house under control. Because I don't know, you said you don't want this racialized and you don't want this politicized, yet you keep letting your wife, your son, and yourself keep answering and agreeing to going on TV. I'm sorry, my kid is unfortunately taken. I'm not finna get in front of a camera looking for sympathy. I'm going to grieve with my family. Maybe we'll release a statement, but I ain't getting on film. I want y'all to hear what old Hunter said. And you tell me what you hear.
He got stuck in me.
So technically, your bigger brother.
Yes, ma'am. He does a lot of big brother stuff.
I don't know why you're laughing.
As long as I'm not back, even if I'm in the wrong, he'll always take my side no matter what. It's so
I
it's
saw
really heartbreaking to see
Corian.
someone that cares for you that much and does everything even by your side no matter what, just pass away like that.
Your mom told me that you were there.
Yes, ma'am.
If you don't mind, what happened?
There was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." He's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack. The kid.
What? Say that again. Say that again.
He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." He's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack.
Free that boy. Free that boy. Free that boy. Free Karmelo. Free Karmelo. One more time. Because Tatum, Tots, and the rest of them ain't gonna play this.
His name now. This kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." He's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab.
Austin grabbed his bag. Free the boy. Free the picnic them. Free the youth. Game over. Mr. Lawyer for the Anthony family. I take this clip. I go to the judge because I know they already signed the judge to the case. And I make a motion to dismiss the charges. Austin Metcalf violated that man's space. He went in there looking for trouble. Again, witness testimony said nobody in there until they got there said anything about that boy. There was no altercations. None. And make sure when you spell the boy's name is a K, not a C. Free the youth.
But then I look at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest. So just that's just what I saw. And I try to help him, but
it was just senseless.
It was really senseless. Really.
You're correct, Miss Reporter. It was senseless. There was no reason for them two to act like the big boys on campus. There was no reason. They could have left the tent, gone and got somebody in authority and say, "Listen, you got a Centennial student over there that's not supposed to be there. Can you please remove him?" And police already said that he had a right to be there. Who is you?
I don't know why a person would do that to someone just over that little argument. It's just crazy in this world nowadays how people just up and do that. Like that man has a family. That man has people that care about them all the time, and he did everything for our family too. He was a strong man. He was a strong kid. Real strong. And I know I'm strong too, but he's a little stronger. But he's just.
By the way, this is gonna be petty as hell. I don't care who don't like it. Melo went to the better school. And you're probably saying to yourself, Gravity, why would you say that? Well, I was looking up them two schools and I noticed that they play each other a lot in sports. That's why I said earlier that they were rivals. I know this is gonna be petty, but you know what? We in the vortex, so I'm allowed to be petty. What if I told you, right, that since they want to knock us for our environment, what if I told you the environment these two brothers were in it was not good. It was not good. Oh, you don't believe me? I figured you didn't. Well, let me show you.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
Now that's Frisco Memorial High School. That looks nice, doesn't it? It's a nice big building. It kind of looks like a museum. I like it. I like the color scheme, and they look like they use the Wolverine colors, and it looks like. Oh, grief mounts at Frisco's Memorial High after third student deletion this school year. This school year. I know I'm being petty right now, but I need full context. You know, when you come to this platform, as much context as I can give you for what I'm talking about, I'm going to give it to you. What is this? The first shot came in November. Shooting deleted two brothers, one a 17-year-old Memorial High School student. December would deliver another tragedy. A 15-year-old freshman at the school passed away at home in what Frisco police called a possible double deletion suicide. Now, the same Frisco High School is reeling yet again after a 17-year-old junior was stabbed at a school track meet on Wednesday, dying in his twin brother's arms. The most recent tragedy has put the school in the Frisco Independent School District in a painful role of guiding its campus and community through grief. Well, In November, brothers Kajerion Mack and Lamaria Ransom, 22, were shot and deleted in McKinney after an argument broke out on a sidewalk among a group of young men. Okay. Just weeks before Christmas, Gavin Morris died in what police call a possible double deletion suicide at a home on Bancroft Lane. Also found deleted were the boy's father, 54-year-old Ronald Morris, and the elder Morris's girlfriend, 53-year-old Stacy White. Frisco police didn't immediately respond to a Thursday request asking for an update on the case. By the way, Centennial didn't have these incidents. And I was just looking to see if these three individuals ever had a run-in before. Because I saw somebody post up something. They said that them two and Karmelo got into a fight over a girl last year. And I'm looking and I don't see it. So anybody could probably write something, but yeah. Thank you, Miss Nisi. I try. If you think this rabbit hole is deep, these rabbit holes are deep. And as I told Torian yesterday on his stream, don't be surprised if the family does the autopsy and something's in there that they don't want the public out. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. If that boy got drugs in his system, X is going to be in shambles. The amount of people that are going to go up there and invoke George Floyd and say, are y'all going to run around and say, you know what? Watch black people because you know we petty. We're going to be like, listen, well, you know what? Besides what happened to him, it was the damn. We're going to say it was the drugs. So free Karmelo. The drugs would have killed him anyway. That's what you gonna see on X, and you gonna see Chalk City. They gonna lose their mind. I promise you. But anyway, we go back to the clip. We're gonna give it a little more, and then we'll drop the link.
He did a lot for our family and a bunch of stuff that we just don't recognize, and it's just like, especially throughout our friends too. Like everyone knew, like he was the peacemaker. He was
the peacemaker. He was the peacemaker. So did he really try to save people, or was he acting like John Cena? All right.
Someone who really makes peace, really calms peace down. He makes everything.
He calms peace. He really brings peace. Yet he didn't bring peace that day. He brought aggression for no reason.
Because I get upset, but then he calms me down. He was just always there for me. So it's just really heartbreaking to see like how this happened.
Oh my goodness. You guys are
17.
Yeah, they'll be 18 in July.
I saw a lot of articles say you guys were 16. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, they're 17.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I still don't understand why you outside on your grass entertaining this. But all right. Link. No, we say peacemaker. He's gonna start trouble. He's supposed to be stopping. He's supposed to be helping folk, but he's starting trouble. All right. Link is dropped. Oh no, Miss Niecy, I've been watching the mother act like this for the entire week. First, she went on Fox News and started crying. Then she started smiling. She did it again. This is why I said the father needs to rein in that household. Yes, sir.
How you doing, sir? How you doing, everybody in the chat? They keep doing interviews. You're going to have the defense team use something against them in those interviews. You know that, right?
If they're competent, they should.
Because, yeah, depending on who they got, 'cause I don't know who they people are, but, yeah. And, I don't know, did you catch what I said yesterday on Torian's Live?
About?
I said they can use a Daniel Penny defense.
Who?
Carmelo's team. Couldn't they use that?
No.
They couldn't? Oh, okay.
No. There was a weapon involved. They can't use that.
Okay. No, that's why.
This is not a case of that. This is a case of staying your ground in mutual combat.
Because if they say, okay, so say for instance he's found guilty in a stand your ground state, then what happens?
Stand your ground is bullshit. They need to get rid of it. Because now you just told the entire state you can't protect yourself.
Yeah, and that's the biggest stand your ground state in the country, right? Or is it Florida?
It's probably more Florida.
Yeah, Florida's like the Wild Wild West down there. Oof.
Well, not that it's the Wild West. It's the way they structure their laws. You give the person committing the act a lot more leeway to get out of it. Texas, they at least go by the law.
So they're more law-abiding then.
Right. They're gonna go A to B. Florida will fuck around and look at it and then look at what that other person did, and then they're gonna gauge the threat of violence and then say, okay, you were in the right.
Just like what happened with Trayvon Martin. Right?
They were gonna get Zimmerman off on that anyway. They didn't want that half-breed getting his ass kicked.
Yeah, you're right. But
and the only reason why Zimmerman got off was because they put the check on the stand. If they didn't put it on there, he would have got the 10 years or whatever they were gonna give him.
Yeah, because she said some dumb shit too.
Right.
God, no, everybody was like, why you going to stand and say that, boy? Woo.
No, they try to keep taking it down, Miss Niecy.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
But notice that family, they taking down his, but they taking down his We didn't even touch the white boys, but then they ran online yesterday talking about they were messing with Rittenhouses.
Rittenhouse he got one of them right now.
No, when he got what happened to him, he got the GoFundMe.
Oh, they never touched his though, did they?
No, some of them went down, but that's their rationale.
No, cause they kept. Cause I don't know how many they don't made. Cause the last one I saw they made in like 2 days, they had like 16,000. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
And then they took that the one that Torian put on his chat yesterday. They took that one down.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you got to call, get up with the family to donate money, or that's the best way I can say you can do it. I mean, they keep taking it down. They better be giving people their money back.
No, when they take it down, everybody gets refunded.
Okay. I was like, shoot, man. That shows right there how to go fund.
Well, of course. Of course. I'm surprised the son ain't got one yet. But all right.
What do the mother and father need one for?
Because it's money.
So they getting free money from people and to do whatever they can go on vacation with that money.
Well, and guess what's gonna happen if they find that out? People gonna file for refund, and then they're gonna be in trouble. See, no, the way GoFundMe changed their rules is you have to use it for what you stated, or they'll take it down, and then you could go into litigation for doing something false.
Yeah, because I don't know if they had a life insurance plan on the I mean, with that, you never
Probably not.
Yeah, because you never know. I mean, I got one. My sister and my mama, we got one, but you never know.
Right.
Because they probably had one for themselves, but not for them. Which I don't think you can use life insurance for other people, right?
No, once they pay you out, you use whatever you want.
Yeah, okay. boy. What was something I was going to say about Tatum Tots? Old bitch ass fake.
Make it fast.
Pause. You know what?
That wasn't pause worthy.
I ain't got no word for him because he ain't worth my time anymore.
Say less.
All right, I'll land my plane there, sir.
All right. That was Wallow J. Yes, sir.
What's up, man? I just had to laugh because this dude contradicted and sounding dumb the whole time. I'm just waiting on Torian to make a video about these dumb claims he made on this video as well. And bro, I had no idea there was 2 more killings in that high school before Austin was killed.
I didn't either. Like I said, I was looking up to see if they ever had run-ins before, and that was the first thing that popped up, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's crazy. And and the thing about it, the fact Austin's brother, like you said, he admitted that Hunter admitted that Austin, went at him first by grabbing his backpack. You know what I'm saying? And it's not against the law to carry weapons with
that's
you.
Not even it though. There was other things. People were saying that, yeah, they started arguing with each other, and then he put hands on him.
Yeah,
he pushed him, and then he said, "Don't touch me," and then he did it again, and that's when he said, "Touch me again and see what happens." So you try to grab his bag, he took it back and pulled the knife out and gave you that work. You got
exactly.
Come on
now that they want to use this strategy of, this was anti-white. It's Billy Moody talking about, white people are being under attack. Oh, and she had 2 cartoon photos of, I believe the cartoon photos represents Austin on the right and Karmelo on the left, and then she put "Bring the Whips Back." So I already know what she was on when she said.
Hey, listen, they took the photo of him holding guns up there and they cropped it out. I'm like, okay.
And then there's photos of white boys carrying the guns, and I'm like, what's the difference? Like, stop it.
The difference. You know the difference.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not falling for the hype, and I already know what kind of BS Brandon was on. He didn't even want to put the whole truth on his clips because he wanted to please his white audience. He'd rather sound dumb than try to sound smart. So, his wake up call is gonna be like 10 times worse than usual. So I ain't worrying about him. Like he admitted that he got graduating out of high school and college. So, but all that stuff I was hearing, all the information I was hearing was just too much. And and the father, I'm glad he said not to make it about racial. This had nothing to do with this had nothing to do with racism. The mother, on the other hand, I'm sorry on her.
What has New Black Media and the ancestors and the master teachers told you?
Oh man, well, I believe it is. When they tell you or show you who they are, believe them.
Yeah, but that's not it. Who is the parent of white supremacy? Who teaches it?
God dang it!
You just said it.
Oh, the first white woman.
There you go. The mother teaches nature.
Well, after all, she's the reason why the men exist.
There you go. Anything else? They got some people that's ready to come up.
I'm about to get on off. But
Pause.
yeah, I just want. Have a good one.
Yes, sir. You too. All right, that was Jonathan.
The only reason why I'm calling up because I heard Wallow call my name for something. I was busy feeding the dog. Yeah, I'm not kitchen. Sorry about that.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, KG, family in the chat.
Hello.
This is my opinion only. That mama is the shit stir. The daddy, what he said, that's cap. They're trying to paint that WS person as an all-American boy. No, he went in there to start some shit and he caught this shit and it cost him. I have no sympathies and I will not apologize. As I said earlier, yesterday on Torian's Live, family, we are in the precipice of war. And we must do, as a people, what must be done. Power tools up. I'm out.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Miss Niecy.
Who cares? But yeah, I feel absolutely nothing for them.
Yes, sir.
What's going on?
Same old is.
I missed the first part with the confrontation.
Bro, you'd have a beautiful live on that. But you would be worse than you were yesterday. That man will give you he gonna give you an aneurysm. But do it, it's content.
Because I think the only time I ever go search for his stuff, like I said yesterday on my live, is when people tell me about something that he did or something he said. Otherwise, that man's name doesn't get typed in my search bar.
Fact. But I love how he said he pummeled somebody at UC Davis, and all he did was push Ellen DeGeneres and her bike. He pushed a white woman.
But I saw some people, talking about it, and let's just put it this way: the way that they're looking at it and the way we talk about it is two different things.
Yeah, so. But what did you think of that part? This part right here. What did you think of this?
And what happened?
There was this kid. Before I knew his name, now this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." And he's like, "Make me move." Also grabbed his backpack.
There you go.
Yeah,
Free the boy.
Because at that point, it went beyond words. Now you touching my property. Now at that point, now I have a reason to
defend
get
myself
aggressive,
and make sure I leave with my faculties. But
right, he didn't have no authority to move him.
Right. I find it funny that they didn't bring this up.
Of course, they weren't going to bring that up, and even then, with this brother is saying, it feels like there's holes there. It's something is not. It's a lot of gaps in that story.
Listen, he lied to Fox News on when he sat down in the kitchen with his mama.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I want y'all to go watch that Fox News interview and then see what I just played here, and you tell me how that's two different stories. Plus, couple that with the witness testimonies that were there. Karmelo wasn't bothering anybody. They came in. Everybody said they came in there and started it. They were the aggressor. Even the father said that. He said, based on what I heard, my son started it.
Well,
game over. Free that man.
And like I said, the usual suspects. Well, we went through it yesterday on my live yesterday, and how they crashed out like crazy before they knew anything. That's why when I was looking at it, because when I first heard about it, I said, "What is going on?" Because I have no clue. I said, "Who is this guy?" I said, "Who is this?" No name, no context, no nothing. All I saw was that he died, that it was a black kid that did it. And that's all I needed to see to let me know where they were headed with this immediately before I even knew any context behind what the issue was or what the story was. And then I looked into it. I said, here they go. They just were waiting for something like this. I was watching. Who was I watching? It was a video I was watching where somebody has spoke about this. And they said the only reason why a lot of them are harping on the story right here is because they said something about they're trying to deflect away from the stuff that Trump got going on with these tariffs. So they need something else to talk about because that tariff stuff is stressing them out. So they need something to cope with, and this story just kind of fell in their lap.
Yeah, I've seen some people say that too, because again, what did I say during the election cycle? When it's all said and done, they're gonna have to go out there and start teaching. They can't do it. They can't explain to their people about BRICS.
Yeah, so this was a coping mechanism for them.
And what else did I say? I said, and you've said this too, they've boxed themselves into this anti-black corner so long they can't get out of it. And the second they try to, they people are like, get back in there. They can't leave it. You want to know how bad it got, family? And I'm glad you're here, Torian, because I want you to see this too. You want to know how bad it got with Tatum Tots? Because you would think he'd be a man and say, you know what? I might have got that wrong.
He'll never do that.
Watch this. You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
Do you see that title?
BLM outrage as teen charged after unaliving football stuff.
Why are you worrying about BLM?
They always do that. It has nothing to do with BLM.
BLM is dead, sir.
Right. Just like affirmative action, they constantly bring that up. DEI is supposed to be gone, and they keep bringing that up. It's like y'all keep digging up all these corpses.
BLM.
And also, yeah, and I wish I would have thought to say this in my live yesterday. You remember when I was going through the posts on the tweets, and they kept talking about saying, imagine if the roles were reversed. And I was like, I can't tell you how many times I heard or saw tweets starting off with that. Just like that one, if it was the other way around. I said if the roles was reversed, they would have turned him into Daniel Penny and Kyle Rittenhouse. They would have made him an anti-black conservative. an anti-black but white conservative hero if the roles were reversed. This Austin Metcalf would have gotten so many kind of deals. He would have got millions in support as far as financials go. Like, if the roles were reversed, that's exactly what would have happened. Because we've seen it happen before. It's called being rewarded, getting rewarded for a hard days of work.
And you got all the sycophants in there talking about, oh, lock that boy away. I'm like, okay, when that boy get free, then what?
Then they're gonna crash out again.
Crash out.
And that's the thing. Why aren't if they're so upset about this? Why aren't they going outside to protest?
Because
they think the fight is online.
No, you didn't hear, brother. They was gonna do it on Saturday, but everybody else already had the permit, so they couldn't get it.
Oh, you talking about yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't going to work because they already had.
They could have protested in the school. They could have protested on the school grounds. They could have protested at that stadium. Now they talking about, oh, we got to have extra security measures. I'm like, okay, great. What are you going to do to stop childhood violence? Where are you conservatives on this? Most of y'all live in Texas and Florida and Tennessee. Y'all could have just flown over there. Nah, y'all flying to California to go mess with liberals.
On a college campus again.
Mm-hmm. Or going to the state legislature talking about transgenders.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all saw this story and crashed out. Talked about slavery. Black people don't deserve nothing. And black people are violent. Why didn't y'all go to Frisco? Frisco not that far from Dallas. It's north. It's not that far. Y'all could have got some barbecue. Y'all could have had a whole MAGA rally in Frisco.
And they would have been able to have the raisins in their potato salad.
There you go. You know it's Texas, so they probably would have smoked it.
Ew.
You ain't never had no smoked raisins.
That doesn't even sound appetizing.
Trust and believe. In a couple of years, you're gonna hear somebody in Texas say, "Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I made that potato salad that everybody hate, but I smoked the raisins. I smoked the potato." Listen, they smoke mayonnaise down there.
So that I actually did see a little bit of the clip with Tatum. Apparently, they took his tent. Did they take his tent?
They destroyed the tent.
Yeah,
and then it said all cops are bad.
I saw that they had like basically ripped the tent down, and he had pushed someone on a bike.
Mm-hmm. But he go on Fox News talking about nobody was there to protect us. I'm like, you the cop, you the protection. Where was your security?
And they was all
out there with no security.
They was all upset.
Did you see the people he was protecting? You had more of an incentive to protect these people. Come on now.
And I saw part of the video where the guy was talking about something like they was walking with security or something like that. It was a guy there talking about, aren't you seeing what's going on?
Look at this. Look at this thug. Look at him grabbing signs. Look at this thug. Just because it said all cops are bad, you that mad? Look, pushing Ellen DeGeneres. Why you push Ellen DeGeneres?
And she said, F you. That part
Fact.
right there. F you.
F you.
That guy right there, that's the guy I was talking about.
Who?
That was the guy I was talking about. Go back a little bit. A little bit more. That guy right there. He like, aren't you
oh, the one in the khakis?
Yeah. He's like, aren't you gonna do something?
Yeah,
they took his whole tent. I mean, they walked.
They took everything.
They took everything. Is all you see is the grass. All you see is the grass where it was at. It don't even look like nothing was there.
That's gangs.
Oh well. This is and guess what? And guess what, KG? Not one black person.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing we keep trying to tell them.
It was on a Thursday. The motherfuckers was in class.
That's what we kind of try. But what I mean is, like, they always like to try to blame black people for a whole bunch of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's the people whose ass they kiss all the time that's going to do something to them. It may not be necessarily be the people that align with their ideology, but I'm talking about ethnicity wise.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So I don't feel bad. Listen, this is only a small microcosm of what's to come for him. I guess this means he's about to go hibernate again. See what happens when you go outside?
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't expecting that. Can you play that again?
You want the whole thing?
Yes.
Okay. We can do that. Turn this down a little bit because I have music. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Why are you so scared, bro?
He was like, are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? Like, he went right to the cops and was asking them.
I ain't gonna hold you. You know who he sound like?
Mm-hmm.
He sound like Tommy in Harlem. Are you serious? Look at him. Look at him. Why are you so aggressive, sir? It's just a sign that says all cops are bad. You've seen that for about ever. Why are you upset? And why are your jeans so tight? Look at this. Watch it. Look. That's the pummeling he said. That's the pummeling. You pushed a white woman holding a bike.
F you.
Yeah, we need that. Fuck you. You get out.
Come on, please. Get in there.
Fuck you. You get out. And look.
It would have been funny if she would have rolled over his toe.
Oh my God. It'd be funny if she had swung that bike and hit him and he dropped. Hey, Miss White Woman, please go to the police and file a report for assault. Please. So he had to go fly back there and answer for this and get fingerprinted. That'd be friggin' great. So he could cry about the laws in this country or in commie California. Hey, why did the brother step up for you, Brandon? Maybe he know you a coon.
I mean, this is the fact that they took his whole
That's one of the dudes
tent,
he was supposed to protect. Look at him.
took his whole tent and dragged it up out of there without a care in the world.
And look, there you go. There you go, Brandon. Brandon, you're a real one. You handle that great. I'll buy you a beer.
This is the most.
Look, two stomachs. Look at two
this is the most aggressive. This is the most aggressive I've seen Brandon be since he went off on that live a couple years ago.
Oh, Hotep Jesus.
Yeah, and he got it. Look at it. He's standing with the Karen pose, hand on the hip.
Ain't that a conservative move now? That's great. Look at him. You're great. You handle that well. Okay. He's still a thug. And I'll say it. Brandon Tatum is a thug.
Mm-hmm.
And if that white woman got
thug.
a husband or girlfriend or wife, they need to go there and she need to cry them Karen tears and file an assault charge. Say that bike nicked her fibia and she has a call out of work. Take his whole business. Take all that.
She was aggrieved.
Yes.
I guess he won't be interviewing her on his channel.
She was beast. Yeah, he besmirched me. Oh my God. Hey,
he felt like all that hard work, and this is what. Can you play?
You let a white woman take you down.
And can you play that one? I just like the part of them taking the tent away. That's the funniest part. They just straight up snatched the tent and colonized his tent. And,
Where you want it from the beginning, or
you
you want it from like here?
Yeah, from the beginning.
Okay.
I wonder if Brandon now knows what colonizing actually means. This is it right here. Right. To just come and snatch your stuff up without a care in the world.
You see this? Look. They said, "Oh, cops are bad." They're saying you're bad. They're saying I'm bad. Okay. Look. Push. That's the problem he was talking about.
Did you see with the woman with the dog and how she tried to snatch their banner?
Facts. You better protect your dog. Now, if your dog would have hooked off, got away from you, started biting people, oh, that lawsuit, boy. Okay, you push Ellen DeGeneres. And she got up with the quickness. You saw that. She said, "You weak, son." She said, "Your shit's weak." Get back. He sounded like a cop right now.
Get back and got that tent too.
Facts. He should have got. Get back here and give me my tent. That's rental.
Please get in there.
How you let him take your fucking tent?
I hope his kids see this.
Oh, trust me, Monday is going to be hilarious. I ain't gonna hold you. When I saw this video, I thought I was in an express store. That damn music, boy. Look at him.
Right, exactly. Or
why he look like Owen Schroyer, the white boy right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go turn it back around. Turn it around. You're a great one. You're a good black. He wanted to fist bump that white man, put his hand out to shake it. Boy, that boy confused.
Jacoby, they at what school was this?
UC Davis.
They was at a PWI. That's why you hear that music.
Mm-hmm. That's a school where them Asians can't get into. They stay talking about they won't let them in. But yeah, but an oldie but a goodie family.
When I see you, nigga, it's gonna be on. I want you to know that when you call me on the phone and you saying all this, and then you get on the live stream and you playing this shit. You should be ashamed of yourself. Is that black? Is that black?
Just for those who don't know.
Ew.
Smoke mayo, boy.
Ew.
He said, come on, Tori. It's smoked mayonnaise. You can make it at home. You just need smoked
I'd
paprika.
I'd rather not make it at all.
There you go. And you just cold smoke it. There you go.
It looks like clay face.
Why you got to be all that? There you go. You got to put the ice with it, though. You got to put the ice with it.
That is some white ass shit.
Come on, put that shit on a sandwich. That's some white ass shit. You put that on a spicy chicken sandwich, it might slap.
I want to slap somebody with that chicken sandwich. Put that crap on it.
Oh man. Oh man, that was funny.
Yeah, I might have to. So basically, does he have I think he has a video just talking about that, right?
Well, he did a live stream.
Okay.
He talked about this and then talked about the Austin Metcalf thing.
No, I think when I typed his name, I think he cut it.
That was the BLM thing.
Oh.
I think that was something different. Yeah, because here's his page right here. So why pummeling Antifa punk? And he talked to some white boy. Oh, well, that was the white boy video that showed what happened. He was putting them over. And then he got this one.
Can't see it.
Hold on. Let me see. Oh, I didn't even put it up. My bad, folks. All right. So let me back up a little bit. Okay. So there's the live stream that I played.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has this under the video. Like, why are you bringing up BLM? Like, that don't even make sense. Like, what do they have to do with it? Then he said, Antifa punks tried me at UFC Davis. You pushed a white woman, sir.
Right. And very aggressive, might I add.
Fact.
Like he used all his force to give that woman that push.
Dude, why are you doing a video?
And notice, and on top, the crazy part about it is that there were like he didn't push one guy. He went and saw that white woman and pushed her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feared for the safety of his wife. I hope you don't push her.
Mm-hmm. You push her, you're gonna get pushed out that door. She finna take everything
and push right into a courtroom.
There you go. Why are you doing a video about the white boy who got caught with his boyfriend? Why was that news for your audience?
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm surprised they haven't talked about is Jordan Henning.
He don't know who that is.
You know who that is, right?
I know. I briefly saw it, but
okay.
My thing is they not gonna touch them kind of stories,
and we know why.
Yeah.
I kind of want to do a live about that.
You should. You're gonna get a lot of army people up in there pissed off, but
hey.
you know why they're not gonna touch it.
Mm-hmm. I kind of
because that's Chad Wheeler all over again.
That's Chad. That's beyond Chad Wheeler because he actually took her out.
Yeah, he took her out. But again, they like that.
Because I saw the actual video of it, and that was that was great. It was very disturbing.
Let me see if any of them white boys was talking about it.
Yeah, type in Jordan.
There go Tommy.
I saw his comment yesterday. I already knew what angle he was coming.
Black women pays the toll for playing in the snow. Oh, okay.
But did Tommy talk about Telbo Ratkins? Was it whatever his name was? Did he talk about him?
Who's that?
I doubt it. The one who said he would rather screw a dog than a black woman. The one who met his end by his white baby mama. The one I talked about last month. Him.
Probably not. Yeah. And a military veteran. Yeah.
They said they only got 20. He only got 20 years. And he only got hit with manslaughter.
Mm-hmm.
That's Operation Protect the White Boy if I ever seen it.
Yeah.
Verdict unanimous for all 12 jurors. All right. I'll ask the defendant and his counsel to please rise.
You better not see the brothers in jail.
I want to caution everyone again, there will be no outbursts.
Yeah, we saw that. We saw that picture.
Inappropriate for any parties, counsel, anyone else in the courtroom to react in any way to the verdict. So I'm looking back on page 11. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of first-degree manslaughter under instruction number 6.
First-degree manslaughter.
I didn't get second-degree murder.
Again, let me ask you,
Right, like the guy literally, he literally after her birthday party, after the birthday party, right after.
You may please be seated.
Then ran and chased her, and then spit on her.
Mm-hmm. Must be nice. And not now one of them said this is wrong. Oh, now Mary King want to come outside? Screw you. Oh, he went on stage and tried to cop?
It would be a good idea to throw himself a pity party. If I were on that jury, I'd throw out my invitation. What a crybaby. Who were those tears really for? Were they actually for
Who pulled
Ashley?
a Rittenhouse? The man pulled a Rittenhouse.
And with
And it
Rittenhouse,
didn't work.
he got off completely. Yeah, Rittenhouse got off completely. Now, did she set that camera up?
I think that was like one of them home cameras.
Okay, it's one of those home cameras. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm about to say, if she set it up, then that means
Yeah, it
that
looked like
this
they
is
had a home surveillance
Then
system.
the reason why I asked if she set that up like a hidden camera, then that means there was ongoing abuse and she wanted to finally catch it. But if it was one that was already installed, then that's something that they set up.
Yeah, it looked like they set it up.
And this is how bold he was, because the thing is, if they set that up, then that means he had to have known that you were on an active recording home surveillance camera, or that adrenaline was so much there that he just didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he not excusing what he did, if he was smart about it, he would have turned those surveillance cameras off. But he didn't.
Yeah.
It was a heat of the moment thing for him.
He didn't give a damn.
He really did.
He figured he was gonna get off.
Especially the part where he spit on her. When you like that shows right there, he completely was done.
He
with
had
her
the
after
ill
that.
hate for her.
And this was after she was already deceased.
Mm-hmm.
She was already gone and spit on her. Basically, that's the equivalent of spitting on somebody's grave. Then that's before she got to a grave.
Mm-hmm.
And then went back, reloaded, and popped her more times.
Nigga, they just be writing anything.
Who's Ian Jaeger?
He's one of them
Jaeger.
Gunther Eagleman flunkies. But you just write. How do you look at this and say that inflation fell to 1.22%? It says year-on-year change. I tell you, they dumb.
That's why whenever the storyboard notification pops up in your Discord, I'd be looking forward to seeing what you guys say, because usually it's about them.
Y'all can't be this dumb.
They can be. They actually know you're right. They can be dumber, and they will be, and they are.
All right, Torian, you caused this.
1, 2, 3. Ah, shit.
I'm gonna have to update that. The white vote has doomed us all. They don't even know what year on year means. But I bet you if we're talking about black people in crime, they understand what year on year means.
That's why they, like I said, they are so obsessed with us.
You know what's gonna suck?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm hearing that they're trying to plan more protests for the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that's an excuse for everybody to be outside. We're not gonna be outside. We're gonna be at the pool and the beach.
Yeah.
And then them protests ain't gonna hit on shit, because especially if we not out there, each one of these protests afterwards there's gonna be less and less people.
First of all, it's gonna be too hot for all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to stay as cool as possible.
Facts.
And out there, it's too hot already, and it's too many people making it even more hot.
Yeah, but there you go, brother.
What? Huh? What a model? Is this real?
This is real. I saw the pictures of the event. This is real.
Why? Okay. I want to know what the comments look like under that.
You want to look? We can
I want
look.
to see what they had to say about this.
Torian.
Their hero's wearing a dress. Yeah, I'm
Torian?
going. I know it's a kilt, but yeah, I'm going there.
Prepare to laugh and prepare to be upset. Is this America or communist Scotland? Perfect timing. They saying that Illuminati got him and they put him on the humiliation ritual. So what that mean? If you don't go with the program, what, y'all gonna recharge him?
And now they probably gonna be like, was there any comments under this saying, well, you know what, maybe we should have let him just get locked up if he was going to do all of this?
I don't know, guys. This is a little fruity. These are the Groypers.
Y'all were the one that was supporting them. Hey, that's your hero right there.
Thank God that's a kilt. Okay.
Daniel wants to be Danielle.
Facts. He's gaining some weight back. Good for him. Stud. Keep going. Weird. Wow. That was a one. YouTube, that wasn't mine. Let me look at what the post engagements look like. They're actually excusing this.
Because that's probably something that they were in their
easy. That was kills gay. Never meet your heroes. You're real funny. I'd rather go to prison to be honest. Jesus. Our best fits killed Nick. I can't even spell. Is wearing a kill in the most feminine way possible in order to denigrate a recent symbol of masculinity. It will only get worse from here, but the sky's the limit for this young man if he's willing to continue to wear kilts. Respect the drop, but is that a USMC woolly pulling? It might be. Bro's been screaming out, damn spot so often he figured out he must be Scottish. Okay. Right wing Ella M off. Jesus. Jesus. Okay. Israeli Americans hate this. What does the Jews got to do with this? You see that? Oh, white radicalism is hilarious. Now, somehow, they got to bring up the Jews.
Mm-hmm. All he's missing is the bagpipes.
Well, this is Scottish, not Irish.
Ireland. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Embrace tradition. Daniel Penny is woke.
This is your hero.
This guy needs to go away. Daniel Penny, 7 feet tall. Yes, I've heard. Kills blacks by the hundreds. And if he were here, he'd consume the Africans with fireballs from his eyes and bolts of lightning from his eyes. Okay. Much preferable to being banished to the conservative podcast circuit like Rittenhouse, and nobody's listening. So you prefer him to wear this and go outside for a fashion show? Okay. So when he wears a skirt next, then what?
Ooh. No, I'm looking at this. I just got on the Twitter and this video popped up of this white guy. He got knocked out and then from a hit, and the other white guy kicked him right square in the face with these dress shoes on. That guy laid out cold. I don't know what event this is at. I'll send it to you.
White crime?
Oh, most definitely. Let me see.
Oh, I need that. Man, I need that. I need to have a laugh when I get off this. Pause. E-girl Twitter bio must be like Subway model. He should act in self-defense himself. Jesus. What the F? He trans now? Thank God he's elected to do side quests instead of becoming a Zeocon media shill. Yet, you see Michael Jackson impersonator in Glasgow. Jesus. Based, the Warrior's guard for a warrior. This is based. Where is his face paint? This is so he's wearing makeup, family. Listen, everyone, you rack up entitles you to a little bit of gay-ish. He's earned this one, huh? Nice sweater boot, lock him up. People are attacking him over this. That violent black. Okay, all right. Somebody call him the F word. The brain of barbaric society we
Oh,
live in.
KG, I wish you could watch. You know what, KG? Is there a way you can watch a video without putting it up on the screen?
I can watch it while I'm looking at this.
Okay, just watch. I'm telling you, the first 5 seconds are crazy. I mean, it's like the video's like 30 seconds, but the first 5 seconds are insane.
All right, what can I make y'all see? What can I show y'all in the meantime? Y'all want to see the video again?
Yeah, that'll be enough time for you to watch the whole thing.
All right, you know what? Let me get the other one. Let me get the full one. I think I have it. Some Tatum thread. Is this the full one? No, that's the 15. Yeah, I'm gonna put up the full Tatum ties video with Hotep Jesus. I'll let y'all watch that real quick because that's still funny. Yeah, make sure you get to 100 likes. Maybe it'll slip me in the algorithm. Maybe. Because I ain't gonna like this. And I tagged him in it because I ain't afraid of nobody. So we're gonna put up that Tatum ties video real fast. Is it this one? No, it's this one. So Jesus, we're at Tatum ties. We're gonna put that up, and then I'm gonna watch that real fast. But anyway, how you doing, brother?
Doing great.
Yeah, because everybody was in the chat saying that your voice sounded a little gravelly.
Yeah, that's because I had took a nap.
Ah, okay. Because they said it was because you went off yesterday.
Yeah, I did everything that I could to really basically calm myself down after that stream yesterday. That was a lot.
Did you get the mambo sauce?
No.
Oh, okay.
I got the Polynesian sauce.
You went to Chick-fil-A?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, it was Saturday. You know they're not open today.
Oh, I know. But was the chicken good?
Yeah, I had two Chick-fil-A sandwiches and waffle fries and a lemonade.
So you was unforgivable?
That was my first time going to Chick-fil-A in a very long time.
So you was unforgivable?
Yes.
I thought Ellen and her wife escaped to Great Britain for refuge. They did. I was just making a joke because that chick kind of did look like her. All right, so watch the Tatum time. Let me go look at this video real fast.
Here's the thing. I gotta go. They're quick to run and grab that talking point of Biden and Hillary Clinton. Created the. I'm gone, man. Bill. They created the crime bill. You the fakest nigga I ever seen in my life. They created the crime bill. I see you in person. They created the crime bill. What you said. They created. I'm done, bro. You a fake nigga. I hope everybody see that. I appreciate it. Fake, bro. I'm gonna expose you to everybody. And when I see you, nigga, we gonna be. It's gonna be on. I want you to know that. Because you call me on the phone and you saying all this, and then you get on the live stream and you playing this shit. You should be ashamed of yourself. Is that black on black crime? Is that black on black crime? You's a bitch. I told you. Everybody on your live stream know you's a bitch. And when I see you, I'm whooping your ass. Everybody got your live stream. I like it. You want to be hood, nigga? You want to be hood? You on the phone talking shit to me, and you call me? You saying you apologize? Yeah, nigga. I never apologize. You apologize? I never apologize. You didn't apologize. My wife listened to you, nigga. I never apologized. What I said was, bitch, nigga. That's what I said. Let's wrap this up. All right, I appreciate everybody.
All right.
Hey, Tori, you want some white on white crime?
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that video. That's crazy.
That kick was crazy. The guy was already knocked out, and he kicked him for good measure with his dress shoes on.
Facts.
That guy probably got a concussion. That man, he had that dude seeing every Lucky Charm in the box.
That was a beautiful kick. That's that white on white crowd, boy.
That was that soccer kick.
You saw how he loaded up.
Yeah, he put all his oomph into that kick.
He said for Sparta. You know what, family? I love y'all to death. You know it. I'm finna send it to you. I'll put it in the chat. I'm finna send it to y'all.
Yeah, we can't show it's way if y'all thought Bacon pushing this woman on her bike was crazy. Now we can't put that up on here. I already know YouTube would say something. It's that kick. If it wasn't for the kick, we would show you. But that kick was very, very violent because it was a hit.
There was another one. I can't find it though. They was fighting on the street, and they was getting active. wish I would have.
Yeah, reparations. That you like. It looked like I don't know what kind of event it was, but they were dressed up like they was fighting in their Sunday's best.
What do you think about that chick? I almost want to do a live on that too. The chick that went to New York and asked that question and caught the 2-piece no biscuit.
What question?
About the babies when she stopped that Hispanic chick on the block, and she got that word.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
You had to have. It went viral.
I probably seen it, but
I'm gonna show it to you. This right here.
Oh no, I didn't see this one.
Oh, you got to watch this, bruh. She tried that gotcha stuff, and you know us New Yorkers, we don't play that. What we say is what we say. So don't try to change our words. And then she gave it a 2-piece no biscuit. Now you got the conservatives outside talking about she need to get arrested. Yeah, I think it was the one where the dude jumped in. That one was crazy. What up, Bunker? Hey, Bunker, what going on up there, bro? Why people get knocked out in Harlem again? Let's go. You know what? Actually, we could play it up to that point where she socked her. We're gonna do that. Impromptu live inside of a live, family.
It's a pretty lengthy video.
No, we're not gonna play the whole thing because when she socked her, that's when it kind of ended. I'm not gonna play that part, but we're gonna have fun. Conservatives, this is not how you do a street interview.
Yes. Okay. And do you know what they provide? Yes. Abortions. Yeah.
Now, she asked her about Planned Parenthood. Now, clearly that's not a black woman. Clearly. But, you know, they see brown skin and automatically assume they black. But okay.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Safe abortions. Okay. Yeah. Do you know any other services that they provide? I know, like, to teens, if you're under 18, you could get like birth control, condoms, counseling. They offer a lot of, beneficial things that the youth really should use right now. Okay.
No,
so
I don't have that video.
Positive view of Planned Parenthood. I mean, majority. I don't know. Is this like a yes or no? Am I wrong? Your opinion. But yeah, that is definitely my opinion. I feel like, especially as teens, people get caught up in things that they really don't want to commit to for their entire lives. So, yeah. If you get caught up with the wrong guy, you think you're in love, and then, boop, now you stuck. Not stuck, but you're stuck with a baby for the rest of this time, literally the rest of their lives and your life, if you're that kind of mother, because some women just don't have it in them and they abandon them and abuse them and all kind of shit. And it's like, girl, just get rid of it if you know you're going to do that. Get rid of them. Why not just give them to another family? That's good. No, but exactly even that. And that's another option that Planned Parenthood offers. So it's like, if you know that you are not the being who can provide for this child, then there are alternative options out there for you. So I definitely understand why people do abort children. Don't have babies that you don't want. Don't have babies that men are telling you in front of your face that they do not want. I wish more.
Sounds like she's advocating for accountability.
Stop doing that. Like it's like a plan to.
I was so distracted by that abortion imagery.
I know. I saw it too.
Like that. Like, because the thing is, like, I never seen like the process, like a digital process of how that looks. That second trimester looks extremely painful.
Mm-hmm. But that's what them conservatives do.
Having sex with people they don't want to have a child with. That too. To me, it's always pro-choice, your body, your life, because that baby is gonna be a baby. It's a baby. Yeah, and you're gonna have that baby person. Forever. So yeah. Well, do you know that Planned Parenthood gets nearly $700 million of our taxpayer money every year? $700 million. I mean, honestly, I can't go against Planned Parenthood. I just can't. $700 million for how many single mothers? Of our money. But they're not giving it to single mothers, though. Yeah. I mean, if we're going to just, single out where it is that our tax dollars go, then the police, respectfully. So it's really interesting because since 2010, prenatal care has been down for 80% since 2010 at Planned Parenthood. Adoption referrals. So this is why this is research straight from their yearly report of 2022 to 2023, I believe it is.
And so they're a 501c3. They have to tell us what they do every single year. So this is straight.
Which should be any union corporation. If we are paying tax dollars towards you, I need to know that you are doing the job and doing it correctly.
Right. But let me continue to tell you. So the STI testing and
She might be she might know some books. Okay, keep going.
treatment down 15% since 2019. Client numbers down overall 34% since 2006.
Nobody has insurance. I don't have insurance.
Donors
Don't say that out loud.
down 21%. Contraceptives down 44%. Breast
Okay.
screenings, manual breast exams down over 80%. And
What have you conservatives done about that?
Okay, so who's the conservative? The one interviewing her?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the conservative.
you mentioned adoption. They commit 228 abortions for every one adoption referral. So why are they getting so much more money yet all of their services are going down?
The services are going down because people are afraid. Women.
What are they afraid of?
Women don't know. They don't know what they're exposing their bodies to. A lot of people, especially behind abortion, there's a stigma.
But their abortions are going up. So they used to have this slogan where they said safe, legal, and rare. That's what we want. Safe, legal, and rare abortions, until it was exposed that a lot of these facilities were requiring abortion quotas. So the more abortions each facility did, the more like praise that they would get awards. And so it's really interesting. That doesn't really make it seem like they want safe, legal, and rare abortions.
Mm-hmm. How many people can you think, or are you going to assume, will literally abandon their children with no repercussions from the state?
No, it's called safe haven baby boxes. We're at a fire station or hospital.
That's not in every state though, ma'am. Try again.
You can leave your baby and the mother doesn't have to do anything with it. But that's better than killing her baby through abortion, right?
No, ma'am.
It's not better to give your baby up to a family who wants them instead of killing them?
No, ma'am. I have seen so many stories and countless, literally, like countless stories.
What happens in an abortion?
They literally suck the life out of you. They're going to take the whole baby out. And as they should, because I shouldn't be a taxpayer paying child support and food stamps and WIC for
You should be a taxpayer paying for abortions?
Exactly. But as for a woman who didn't want the baby in the first place, that doesn't make sense to me. Don't ever sit here and lock yourself down with a man who already told you he doesn't want to be with you.
I agree with you.
I'm not disagreeing with you either. I understand.
You don't get to kill the baby just because their dad didn't want them. Should we kill the kids in foster care?
Why
not?
That's not what she said. And that was the point where the girl got socked. So we
oh man, now I want to see. Now I want to see what happened.
You want the link? I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Because the sock was crazy. Because that's not even what she said. So I understand why she was mad, because I said what I said. Don't twist my words. And we know conservatives love to do that, and the left likes to do that too. They like to twist people's words, and but then they don't like it when they do it to you. But put the link in the chat. Be quiet. Can I help you, man?
Why not? If that's the case.
Oh,
we should kill the kids in foster.
Whoa. Give me the line one time.
She cut the check.
Thank you. So yeah, y'all have fun at the 5:45 mark. Y'all have fun. Yeah, I saw your comment, Miss Niecy, about TD doing it. And TD was out of line. Oh, TD was, I fuck with TD. But anyway, there's that. That was fun times. But anyway, Tatum Tots is a thug, a racist, a liar, and
he's a walking stereotype.
There you go. And a head pat waiting to happen.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's probably already got plenty of those.
Not a day on the shoulder. They don't want to touch him. That's that. You're too close, man.
All right, but I appreciate you bringing me up here to have this discussion.
Yes, sir. And I appreciate your input. I'm just gonna warn you again. If they put out that autopsy and he got drugs in there, have fun on X, family.
Right.
Have fun on X. Bring back the egg, Abby, and have fun. All right, brother. That's Brother Torian Rain, and we have come to the end of the live. So hopefully you learned something. If you did, I done my job. If not, I try to be better next time. So I will see you when I see you tomorrow, where we're going to talk about those protests and what it means for us. And we'll also check in and see how the economy is doing. Because we got a bunch of conservatives running around talking about, oh, we got people talking about they're going to fall in line with the tariffs. I'm like, you do realize that it doesn't affect them like you think it does. But okay. We'll teach you tomorrow. But anyway, y'all enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Y'all take care, stay safe, and you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to mess up your existence.
Time's up. But did we have a good time here? Hello?
Gotta get your groove on.
At the end of the day gotta end.
That's it.